You're watching Frank Trades with Dex, where a trading novice, that's me, trades with a 20-plus year expert, the man known as Dex the Vulcan, Dex the Algo Capitalist, or just my main man, Dex. Dex is the head trader in charge at our room at watchustrade.io. Head over to watchustrade.io to learn more, to register for a free online live trading event, or to join our room where you can trade with Dex yourself. All right, I think it's working this time, Dex. Hey, how's it going? Sorry, I had you muted. Say what's up again.
What's up?
All right, cool. You guys hear us? All right. Hey, Jackie, welcome. All right, cool. We had nobody in YouTube land knows this, but those of you in the room know we kind of messed up. I messed up the post before, so it wasn't working. Okay, Barry says it's working inside the room. Thanks, Barry. All right, cool. So, welcome everybody. This is Frank Trades with Dex. And, you know, this is our 26th episode, but I realize, Dex, it's really only our third or fourth on your channel. We moved it from our Watch Us Trade channel to the PulseWave Trading. And so some of your listeners, and your channel's much bigger than ours was because it was a new channel. But what we do, Dex has joined and taken over the Watch Us Trade room, soon to be rebranded. And I'm very excited about this. I love letting go of the past when it's the right time, you know. So soon to be rebranded and renamed PulseWave Trading, and that's coming very soon. And so we're streaming everything to PulseWave Trading channel now, Dex's YouTube channel, which has a lot of viewers. So my name is Frank, and I'm part of the Watch Us Trade, soon to be PulseWave Trading, and of course you know Dex the Vulcan. So what we do here every day is take a look at what's going on in the markets. We take chart requests from people in the live chat. And we especially try to help out anybody who's in the Watch Us Trade room to take your questions and see how we can help, especially help you learn how to use the PulseWave Price Triggers effectively in your own trading strategies. So that's what this show's all about. So got a lot of, and we're starting very late today. Sorry about that, folks. We had some technical difficulties. So got a lot of crypto fanatics in the trade room, and so why don't we start off today looking at Bitcoin? You know someone's going to ask for Bitcoin. So why don't we look at a couple of top cryptos before they even ask? But for sure, put your chart requests or your questions in the comments on the live chat on the YouTube, and we'll keep an eye on that. So if you have any charts or questions, and I want to say, those of you who are new to Watch Us Trade, please feel free to ask your newbie questions here. Sometimes we'll just direct you to a video on our members site because we have a lot of tutorials there. But feel free to ask your questions here. That's what this is about, and we're here to serve you and help you do well. So don't be shy. Everybody's new at some point, and we won't bark at you for not knowing stuff. At least I won't. Dex might, but I'm here to protect you from him and his angry psychosis. So I also trying to back off the mic. Yesterday I listened to the broadcast, and I was like the whole time, so I'm trying to back off a little. Jackie just started out, and she's learning a lot. Awesome. That's great. Glad to have you. This is cool, man. I'm actually getting the comments right on my desktop through the our new streaming app that we're using, which is really cool.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. I don't even really have to be on the YouTube channel, except it doesn't spell check my my replies, and you know I can't spell, so
that makes two of us.
Kramerica's here. Hey, Kramerica, how's it going, man? Awesome. All right, cool. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. That's the 4 hour. I thought it looked a little wacky.
No, you can keep the 4 and the 1 hour up. You can do that.
Too late, man.
All right, so we're back to weekly and daily.
We got weekly and daily. Bitcoin
right, so as you can
on
see,
Coinbase.
As you can see,
Mm-hmm.
The correction is deepening in this Bitcoin, as we warned that it would. We did warn for people to take some profit, tighten up those stops, possibly at least for those that listened to the wisdom of the Algo Capitalist. You got out at the top of this move. For those that did not listen, you are in a little bit of pain right now.
A little bit.
All right, as you can see on the weekly chart, the pullback is steepening a little bit. Now, I'm going to shock you with what I'm about to say. Okay, here it is. We're in the Kumo cloud of death. which means that you cannot trust the price action once it's in the Kumo cloud. I don't care if it's in the Algo cloud or the Kumo cloud on your charts. A cloud is a cloud. Price will behave the way price will behave when it's in that consolidation cloud. Expect what the market is doing as such. It is developing the trading range that will be for this particular cloud visit. All right, what that means is you're going to take the high of the current week bar here, the weekly bar, and then you're going to put it to the lowest point of the price action inside of the cloud. Thus is your trading range established, which means that the Bitcoin can fall thousands of points and still maintain its bullish stance.
Yeah.
So what that means for your wallet is you will be like most people who cannot sustain such a pullback. So therefore, you must two-bar Charlie your way to victory and or use the initial stops recommended through the PulseWave system. Either way, you get to keep the lion's share of your gains and go about your daily way. For those of you that do not have the power of the PulseWaves at your disposal, you're probably going to want to do yourself a favor and do that. It's looking like this pullback could just be the beginning, as we have what is called funny money on the table today. What is funny money? A funny money bar is where you have a bar with two pointers like you see right now. That's a funny money bar, which means you can expect for prices to head up and down in the coming week. That means it's going to try to run the entire weekly range, which means that we'll probably have an inside week coming up.
What do you mean by inside week?
I mean that we're going to trade within this week's trading range and not break out of it, or
basically sideways.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, here's a good, I'm going to try another new tool here. Let's see. Look at that. Do you see that?
I saw a comment in here. How did you
Look
do
at that? I could do cool things now, man.
Man, we are blowing up over here.
This is cool, man. So COS, how do you guys get the chart to show up like that with the clouds? Okay, I don't know if CO is a member in the room or not, but real quick, I'll show you a couple things. First of all, the indicator with the cloud you're looking at, that's really easy to do. You just add an indicator, so you go to Indicators and Trading View. Most chart services are actually Trading View. And then you look up, just type in Ichi, and you'll get Ichimoku come up. See that Ichimoku cloud? That's what we're looking at when we look at the cloud. And so that's where this comes from. And so I'll show you an example of how the cloud works. So here's the daily Bitcoin chart, which it's been bullish on the daily for quite a while. And Dex has his own unique way of using the Ichimoku indicator. So you won't hear other people use it quite the way he does. Because they're not.
People say that I'm insane because
what
I'm saying is not what the thing was built or intended for, or what have you.
Yeah.
And I say, so what?
Exactly. It works. Works really well. This is our member site for those of you who are members at Watch Us Trade. And CO said I'm a genius. Thank you. I'm definitely not. But so if you remember Watch Us Trade, if you check out our Forex Quick Start Guide, by the way, those of you who are new, if you're trading anything that's not crypto, start with the Forex Quick Start Guide. That's I'm behind. I really want to do an equities quick start guide and futures and stuff. But essentially, the Forex Quick Start Guide is going to show you how to do everything you need to do. And then you could just look up the particular order types in the library. So that's where to start. If you're a new member and you want to get started and you're not trading crypto, start there. Obviously crypto, you do the crypto quick start. So inside that guide, and all of this is going to be still on our once we move to our new site, this will all be on the new site. But it's same stuff. We might redo it over time. How to set up your charts for Forex. And really this is for anything. I put optional. I don't know why. You really need it. And so I walk through exactly the indicators that Dex uses on his charts. Obviously not the algo charts. Nobody has that but Dex. But in terms of the way my chart is set up, you can get it to look exactly like mine by following that video inside the room. But the Ichimoku, if you're just looking to get that up, that's really easy. You just add the indicator.
Yeah, most charting packages have the Ichimoku, and it'll pull up everything. I don't know if it'll let you just isolate just the cloud or not, but all you have to do is pull it up, and I think you can actually hide all the other indicators if you want, and just have the cloud up.
Cool.
So it's up to you. It's up to whatever charting package you have.
Very cool. Spencer wants to look at VET. We might as well. Thanks, Spencer. Man, I'm gonna use the heck out of that. Now everybody's gonna be trying to put in smart comments, man, as they should. All right, let me pull up my pre-market pulse scan list. That's my most complete list.
And by the way, I just want to go FYI, especially for the new people in the trading room. Remember to check the weekly Pulse Picks tab often, as any updates on any open positions that I have taken a position on is going to be there. And specifically, we're talking about shorting the stock indexes this week. Yeah. As you know, we've been doing that, and we've been doing rather well. Well, I went ahead and tightened up the stop on the short Russell. So if you're following along, you want to make sure you've done at least that. Some people have already taken profit and gotten out. That's fine. You never go broke taking profits.
Indeed.
All right, so we got the VET up. All right, so let's see here. You got my weekly and daily. Great. All right, so looking at VET, this one is a little bit tricky. Doesn't like you have a whole lot of data to really go on this one. We need at least, a full year or two to really do some real good analysis. But just looking at this right now, this is a wacky chart. You have a super pointer right there on that weekly chart. I don't know if that's an error or what happened, but you got a super pointer. And as
look at this pointer, Dex.
The chart is insane. So
listen, VET used to be like $4 or $5.
Yeah.
So
that it's insane. Something's wrong.
Let me try Binance for this one.
Yeah, when you see stuff like that, there's something wrong, something very wrong. But you can't ignore those just enormous pointers. So price action will be heading up at some point. You just don't know the time frame, but yeah, I say regardless of what happens here, prices are going up. You may have another down leg first to deal with that one red pointer right there, but eventually prices are going back up.
Cool. This is the Bitcoin chart. Sorry about that. We wanted the dollar chart. Sorry, bear with me, folks. Question from somebody, I think it was K-Dog, was asking about how to get this saved on your Binance. I don't have my Binance logged in right now, and I don't want to bore you guys with watching me do that. But with the Binance, just bear with me. I'm trying to find the VeChain, the VET tether for Binance. I think that chart might be a little more workable for us. So let's see. Here's the weekly. I'm going to blow it out. I think you want to do, I think it says something like, you want to use the advanced exchange, first of all, on Binance. And then you want to, I don't know if it says trading view or advanced charts. I forget what it says, but it's not the one that comes up first. Okay, so you're going to want to choose the other option. If someone's logged into Binance, let me know and let me know the language. But I don't think it's the first option for charts. I think you have to choose like advanced or trading view or something like that. And then if you're logged in when you're doing it, it should save your preferences. Every once in a while I'll go in there and for some reason my chart will be all messed up. But most of the time it seems to keep it pretty well. So, and I don't have to do anything. It just comes back that way every time. So this is the VeChain, the VET on VET versus Tether on Binance. So it's not as crazy as that one was, but still, look where it was up here. Holy cow, guys! Am I wrong? What didn't we have like $4 or $5 VET at some point, or am I just inventing that memory? Was that implanted when I got taken to the mothership? But I remember having VET and having not that much of it and having it being worth quite a bit at some point.
Heck if I know.
Yeah, when it was VEC, Angela's right. It used to be VEC, and then they changed it to VET. All right, cool. All right, so you said your piece about that's basically the same. But the pointer is not as big on this Binance chart. That's what we wanted to point out. It's there. There's a pointer. Right, Dex?
Yes.
It was a crazy one on the other one.
You got another question here about the itchy. I don't mess with the settings on the itchy. I use the standard settings that it comes with.
All right, let's look at Litecoin. We were going to do that anyway. Basically same as yesterday, right, Dex? Nothing much has changed with that.
On the Litecoin, no.
Got a pullback on the daily, but
nah.
Actually, it's coming back on the daily.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to the Bitcoin chart, actually. As far as the price action is very similar. Very similar.
We had that other chart that we were looking at yesterday. Let me find it.
Yeah, if we were to close here right now, it would be the identical situation for the Bitcoin chart.
There it is. Yeah, it's right in the cloud. Same thing. We were looking at. Let's look at the chart that the guy controlling the charts wants to look at.
And then, someone's asking about GBTC as well.
Okay. Let's do BTT, and then we'll do that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, folks. A little bit of lag on my computer. I think I'm going to have to try to find an Ethernet hookup for when we do these lives. The internet's just like, why? Why are you doing this to me?
You're like me. You're hard on a machine.
I'm streaming through Skype into YouTube, recording the whole thing. It's brutal on a computer. Let's see if this chart looks good.
Yeah, right now I'm still seeing Litecoin. Okay, there's the BTT.
Hold on,
man, that is a mess.
Yeah, I'm getting a different chart.
I have like no wisdom for you on that one chart, on that weekly chart. I have no insight for you on that one. That looked ridiculous. What is up with these charts, man? Look at this. This is nonsense.
We had a better chart. This doesn't even look like what I showed you. Hold on.
Nah, you have the BitTorrent tether up right now, and you have it from Bittrex. Maybe that's the issue.
Yeah, let's see what this says. All right, this is the one we've been using, the Binance chart, and you said yesterday. You said yesterday, look for a pullback to 16, and if it fell below 16, you kind of don't want to be in it right now.
Right.
It did. So here's the daily. Let's look at the daily.
So he's reminding me of my words.
I'm reminding you that you were right.
I wasn't right. I don't know what I'm talking about. I never said it could pull back to 16. You're just trying to make me sound more intelligent than I am.
You basically said if it goes below 16, watch out, and it went all the way down to 13 at one point.
I know nothing.
So let's say that somebody's not that bright and didn't listen to you, and they're still in BitTorrent. What are your thoughts?
They
kind of stuck, right?
Love pain and torment. You are now officially in a corrective state in this BitTorrent on the daily chart.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, the current bounce that you are experiencing off of the spike low is just setting up for the next leg down. You cannot ignore that. You cannot ignore that.
That's a setup for another leg down. Okay.
That is a spike pointer, my friend. All you did was rally back up to the trend line resistance.
Don't mind me. I have a trade to make.
Man, you're just like me, man. I do the same thing. Look, darn a broadcast. If I have to pull the trigger on something, I'm pulling the trigger, man. I'm doing what I got to do, moving stops, whatever. Don't mind me. This is live, folks. This is live.
As someone once said, sell, sell, sell.
Yep. Turn those machines back on. No, but really though, yeah, this looks weak. I'm sorry. The daily looks weak.
Yeah, okay.
Can it run back over the weekend? It probably will, because it's
you think
crazy. It's possible.
Yeah.
That's my money on it.
That's the thing with cryptos. It's frustrating. everything says get out, and then the weekend comes and something stupid happens.
Yeah, but ignore the weekend because then it'll just correct itself. Look at this chart.
Yeah.
Has this market not corrected everything that happened over the weekend?
It did.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The market always corrects.
I mean, this is the daily.
Not real.
This is the daily, so this would be
your weekend be right there.
The 27th.
There you go.
Which is what, Monday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at the weekend. It always takes.
And Monday was a holiday.
Right.
So this is Sunday, Monday.
Yes, it was not a real move. The market came back and gave it all back. You had that looks like an basically an 80 or 90% retracement from the move.
That's
that spike
insane.
low. Look at that. Look at that spike low.
Honestly, I still did really well because I caught probably from here.
All right, where you get out at?
Are you still in? I just got out.
Hey, that's okay. Why didn't you? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait, class, this is a teachable moment. Sir.
I've been busy. We're building a new website. All right.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
It's mostly kung fu building it, actually.
Let this be a lesson to those watching. See, when things are live, they're live. Okay, there's no editing.
Oh, it's so
Here's
funny.
the thing, guys. See, if he would have moved his stop as the market was going up, when the market pulled back, it would have stopped him out with a deeper profit. But because he was distracted, he was unable to do that. And I can't really be too hard on him. Want to know why? Because with cryptos, it's not like trading equities and forex where you can play stops or even trailing stops and let the system work for you.
Yeah.
With crypto, you have to manually go in there and set and move stops. So that's not all on you.
Well, no, it's all on me, Dex. I could have done it any time. You're being very nice to me, but yeah, I was goofy. So still made money, man. Still made money. I'm gonna wait for a big pullback, and one of the reasons I'm in BTT is it's got a lot going on with it in terms of just the sentiment, and so I'll probably get back in after a big pullback. I'll see. You know what I'll do? I'll see what the PulseWaves say.
There you go. But you know what? I want to say this to you guys. This is another teachable moment. Peep this. Even if you make a mistake, even if you forget to move your stops or what have you, and the market pulls back and you leave with a tiny slither of a profit, it's still a profit.
I actually got a massive profit.
I would still rather make a penny on a trade than to lose a penny. So remember that.
Yeah,
don't beat yourself up too bad if you make a mistake. Profit is a profit, and you will never go broke taking profits. So just remember that.
Amen. All right, the GBTC. We had a request for this.
Yes.
And this is the Bitcoin Trust.
Yep.
Is this ETF, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah.
ETF, ECN, whatever. This is a complicated one. I won't even try to give you a correct name for it because, some people will deny and say it's not truly an ETF. Whatever. I know it moves with Bitcoin. That's all I know.
Yeah.
So because of it, it's a long-term play. It's something you hold. Let me give you the math behind this one. All right. Not taking into account splits and reverse splits. This thing was over $3,000 at one point. I saw it with my own eyes. All right. It was over $3,000.
Did they like split it or something like that?
Man, they done split, micro split, reverse split. They done. That's what they do.
It does seem to be moving sort of parabolically, though.
Yeah, well, when Bitcoin was at 20,000, this thing was over 3,000. All right, so just to give you a comparison there, something to compare it to. When Bitcoin was at 20,000, this thing was at like $3,300 a share. I kid you not. And yes, it would move parabolically with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin would move up, $2,000 in a day, well, this particular thing would move up several $100s a day. So yes, the volatility and stuff has always been there with this one, but for those that want a pure Bitcoin play without going into the Bitcoin cash market, the GBTC is the best way to go on that. But now they got Bitcoin futures, so you can go that route too.
Cool.
GBTC is something that I own. I've owned it for a minute, and I'm not going to let it go because once the Bitcoin does, start.
So you're
really
just kind of hodling it.
I'm just waiting for it to hit 3,000 again.
Nice.
And then I'll get out.
3,000. We gotta. Yeah. By the way, folks, I don't ask enough. If you could like and subscribe, please, we'd really appreciate it. We're trying to build this channel even bigger. Here's a good one. K Dog. Any advice on Dash? I hopped in with the daily sheet from yesterday, hovering around 162. So K Dog's in the room.
All right. Let's see what's up. Pull up that
let's check that up. Check that out. Dash.
And let me pull it up on my end.
I really gotta organize these charts better. I'm sorry, folks.
Okay, Dash.
Here, I'll pull up the
coming
Kraken.
into today. You have good trend momentum there. That's right. We didn't talk about this. A lot of things have crash alerts on them today. They have rallied strongly. Like, for instance, the inverse ETFs had crash alerts on them, and the market has, broken out, and they're still holding strong.
Interesting.
This one, the Dash, also had a crash alert, coming into today. But the good news is that you're still under a very powerful locked-in bull trend. But on the flip side, you're getting closer to that Kumo cloud range. So this one did a crazy bar too. Now you got double spikes. So what I expect to happen
look
is
at that.
for the ranges to narrow in as we get further inside of the Kumo cloud on the weekly chart. So this coming week, I expect the market to trade within this week's range and not break out or break down. On the
this
daily
week's range?
chart, yeah.
What about this pointer here and here?
Again, you got to go back to the weekly. You got a double point. Remember what I said about that crazy bar? That's crazy bar. You got 2 pointers, up and down.
What about this? You're looking at this bar, the red one.
Yeah, when you see stuff like that, it means that the trading range has been established for the time being, and price action is going to trade within that range and not break out or break down. All right?
That's another Dexism.
For some time. All right, now going back to the daily chart, you cannot ignore that super pointer there. I don't know if that's a bad tick, but they haven't corrected it, so I guess they're sticking with it. So that being what it is, I expect prices to eventually climb back up, whatever they do on the downside.
Yeah, nice comment. Thanks, Angela. 2-bar Charlie, if you remember asking the room, it'll be explained to you. I love it. It's changed my trading. Yeah, 2-bar Charlie is, these are a couple of things that are unique to Dex, that from my experience. The way he uses the Ichimoku indicator, the Kumo cloud as we call it, his idea about pointers, which are these wicks, is also...
You will not find it any trading...
No one else talks about that. The cool thing is these things that are unique to you, they pan out a lot, first of all, and they're very, very easy to learn. But of course, I mean, the most important thing is the PulseWaves. But the other thing is the 2-bar Charlie, and which Angela just brought up. If you're in the room, that's part of the forex quick start guide or anything else. We have that. We have that. Where's that 2-bar Charlie? It's here somewhere early.
It's somewhere there in the members section.
Here it is. How to set up and use 2-bar Charlie. It's part 4 on the Forex Quick Start Guide. And it's a very fast-paced video. And we even... Oh, man, I better get that off the screen. So, very useful tool to check out as well. Now, there was a question from Nathan. Here's a good one. What's the best percentage or pip to set trailing stop win and profit? So, in Forex, I think you usually like about 15 to 20, right, Dex? Or 10 to 20 pips, depending on what's going on?
Depending on what's going on, 10 to 20 pips is aggressive. You're probably going to be more in the 30 to 50 pip range.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it all depends on whether you're trying to stay in the trade or trying to lock in profits.
Yeah, if it's like a parabolic situation, doing 20 pips is not a bad idea at all. So that's what I would do.
All right, next question from Max. Is a crazy bar on the daily chart as significant as on the weekly chart?
Daily and weekly are very significant. Those are the ones I use. So if you see a crazy bar on the daily, you don't ignore it. You see it on the weekly, you don't ignore it. Both are valid. It's like I said on the dash chart that you have right in front of you right now. On the weekly, you got that crazy bar. but you also have a super pointer on the daily. So what that means is I expect prices to trade sideways for a few days or even a couple of weeks. But eventually I see that the pointer on the daily chart being the overall direction of this particular market.
Cool.
Regardless. Yeah.
All right, cool. We're about to wrap up. I do want to remind folks, we're going to be doing this live at 1. Register in the description, but to be honest, we're going to be focusing mostly on this on the YouTube because it's more fun. So we're going to be simulcasting. So, but do us a favor and register, then we know that people are going to be there. 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to come back and do our PulseWave trading for beginners. So those of you who are not members, you'll get to really see what it's all about. We'll give you a tour of the members area and the educational materials we have. We'll show you what the PulseWave price triggers look like and explain how to use them. I mean, all kinds of cool stuff. So you're welcome, Max. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we're aiming for about 10:30 to be on here every day, usually a little late, usually because of me. And then we do the Daily 10 at 11 on Rogue News. So check that out. Of course, today it's going to start in about 5 minutes, so we're very late. But hey, it's Friday.
And I have an emergency update. Moving stops in the TWM, so those that are still in the TWM,
cool.
Go ahead and check the weekly tab in the trading room because I'm updating the stops as we speak.
Trey, cool. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate all of you. We're going to wrap it up for today. Take care. Thanks for watching. To sign up for one of our live trading demos or to just join the room so that you can get in and trade with Dex, go to watchustrade.io. Thanks.